36과 단정한 모습이 좋아 보여요. 대화 1.
리안 씨, 새 작업복이 잘 어울리네요.
그래요? 저는 지퍼를 목까지 올려야 해서 좀 불편한데, 투안 씨는 괜찮아요?
좀 그렇기는 한데, 이렇게 해야 작업할 때 안전하니까요.
투안 씨 말이 맞아요. 그리고 지금 두 사람 단정한 모습이 좋아 보여요. 처음이라 좀 불편하겠지만 익숙해지면 괜찮을 거예요.
대화 2.
리안 씨, 잠깐 나 좀 봐요.
네? 무슨 일이신데요?
리안 씨, 요즘 일이 많아서 힘든 건 알겠어요. 그래도 기계를 발로 툭툭 차고 작업장에서 크게 떠드는 건 정말 예의가 없는 행동이잖아요.
죄송해요. 저도 모르게 짜증이 나서 그랬어요.
요즘 다들 그럴 거예요. 서로 조금씩만 배려합시다.
36과 EPS 토픽 듣기 1에서 2번 다음 그림을 보고 알맞은 대답을 고르십시오. 1번
1,
작업복을 입었네요.
2,
작업을 시작했네요.
3,
작업을 하고 있네요.
4,
작업장에 들어갔네요. 2번
1,
단추를 잠그고 있어요.
2,
지퍼를 올리고 있어요.
3,
유니폼을 입고 있어요.
4,
넥타이를 매고 있어요.
3에서 4번 질문을 듣고 알맞은 대답을 고르십시오. 3번 잠깐만요. 작업할 때는 작업복의 지퍼를 꼭 올려야 해요. 4번
그렇게 크게 이야기하면 다른 사람들에게 피해를 줄 수 있어요.
5번 이야기를 듣고 질문에 알맞은 대답을 고르십시오. 투안 씨, 왜 작업복 단추를 안 잠갔어요?
너무 더워서 좀 풀었어요.
더워도 작업복 단추를 풀면 안 돼요. 그러면 위험하니까 얼른 잠그세요.
Lesson 36, Grammar 1. There's a difference between the word see and look in English. We can see something, like a rose on the table, but we have to look at a rose. Or we can say that the rose looks pretty. Here, we're using the word look in the second way, to say something looks or appears to be. When we use this verb ending, it matches the vowel or consonant that's in the vowel stem. So pay attention. In other words, this is used to indicate one's conjecture or feelings based on the outward appearance of an object. It is attached to adjectives. 보이다. To be good. 좋다. To look. 좋아 보이다. 보이다. To be delicious. 맛있다. To look delicious. 맛있어 보이다. 해 보이다. To be uncomfortable. 불편하다. To look uncomfortable. 불편해 보이다. So let's check that one more time. If the adjective, which I said verb stem, but this is always an adjective, right? If the adjective is to be good, what is that in Korean? 좋다. Great. So, if we change it to 좋아 보이다, what does that mean in English? To look good. Right, you got it. If you caught that before, you're a very good student. Now let's hear some example sentences.
투안 씨, 아주 바빠 보여요. 네, 오늘 일 좀 많아요.
Tuan, you look very busy. Yes, I have a lot of work today. Did you see what the adjective is here? How does Tuan look? Busy, great. How do you say you look busy in Korean? 바빠 보여요. You got it. Great. Let's hear another example.
이 빵 좀 드셔보세요. 제가 만들었어요. 정말 맛있어 보여요.
Try this bread. I made it. It looks really delicious. Wow, homemade bread. That sounds so good, doesn't it? So, how do you say something looks delicious? 맛있어 보여요. Great. You can also say an adverb in front of it. In this case, really. What's that? 정말. Right. Or you could use the word that's in the previous example. Very. 아주. Excellent. Let's see another example using this in a conversation.
좀 불편해 보이는데 괜찮아요? 넥타이를 풀어야겠어요.
You look a little uncomfortable. Are you okay? I need to loosen my tie. All right. I wonder what the situation is. Maybe it's an interview or a stressful day at work. So look for the adjective that's used here. Can you find it? 불편해 보이는데. Right. Now, what's the adverb before that? Did we say 아주 this time? No, just 좀. Great. So, not very uncomfortable, just a little uncomfortable. Well, that's more polite. You can also use another form instead of 해 보이다 by adding 게 to an adjective-based word. If we want to change an adjective to an adverb in English, what do we add? ly, 리. We can do the same in Korean by adding 게. We couldn't use this with look in English. It doesn't translate exactly the same, but it works in Korean. In other words, 게 보이다 with some adjectives is an alternate form of this expression without any difference. So let's hear this in action.
그 옷을 입으니까 날씬해 보여요. 그 옷을 입으니까 날씬하게 보여요.
You look so slim in those clothes. Here you can see it means the same thing. There are two ways of saying it. You can choose 해 in the first case or instead 하게 in the second. In English, we say, you look so slim in those clothes, and we can't say another way like, you look slimly. But this makes Korean very expressive and creative, so try both ways when you practice. Lesson 36, Grammar 2. So, as we said in the previous grammar, 게 in Korean is equivalent to ly in English. So let's play a little quiz game. I'll say an adjective in English and you say it in Korean. Then I'll say the adverb in English and you say it in Korean. Are you ready to try? Let's go. The first adjective is delicious. What is that in Korean? 맛있다. Good. Now, deliciously, like he eats the food deliciously in English. What's that in Korean? 맛있게. Great. Okay, let's try one more. Let's try big in English. What's that in Korean? 크다. Good. And then we don't use that one in English, but we can say largely, right? So how about in Korean? 크게. Right. Sometimes we say speak louder, speak loudly, right? And then you could use this instead of loud. 크게, 크게 말하세요 in Korean. Wow, you're following along. In other words, add 게 to the stems of adjectives. It makes adjectives to adverbs. All right, let's listen carefully.
불쾌하게 해서 미안해요. 괜찮아요. 신경 쓰지 마세요.
I'm sorry to make you unpleasant. It's okay. Never mind. Here you can see the word in Korean for unpleasant. What is that? Right. 불쾌하다. So, we might say this in English, I'm sorry to make you uncomfortable, right? But that's a different vocabulary word. So, literally translated, unpleasant. And how did you say, that's okay? 괜찮아요. Good. Let's hear another example using an adverb.
초대해줘서 고마워요. 맛있게 잘 먹었어요.
Thank you for the invitation. I really enjoyed the meal. Okay, I really enjoyed the meal. Oh, but it's different. What does the Korean version say? 맛있게, right. We don't say, I ate deliciously very often in English, but it's a great expression to compliment someone who gives you some food. So let's try it together. How can you say, I really enjoyed the meal? 맛있게 잘 먹었어요. Great. Now let's hear another one. Some advice at work.
직장에서는 예의 있게 행동해야 해요.
You should be polite at work. Yes. What's the adjective? Polite, right. And 행동해 means act, to have behavior. So what kind of behavior? 예의 있게. In other words, as an adverb in English, politely, right. And let's hear a final example that's about how to behave outside.
여기는 공공장소니까 그렇게 크게 떠들면 안 돼요.
This is a public place, so you should not be so loud. All right, what's the word used for loud here? We practiced this before. 크게, right, because it's talking about the sound you make. It should not be a big sound. It should be a small sound or quiet. Don't think that every adverb in Korean has an adjective that matches. Just like in English, some of the words match. We can say quick and quickly. But fast is just an adjective. We don't say fastly, right? It can't be changed to an adverb by ending it with ly. In the same way, well is just an adverb. Like you did well. It doesn't have ly, so it also can't be changed back to an adjective by using the same word. What's the adjective of well, by the way? Yeah, good. The word is good. It's a different form. Well, Korean is like that too. In other words, the adverbial form of some adjectives are different with the form of adding 게. and from the beginning, there is only the adverbial form. So let's look at some examples of adverbs in Korean that don't have adjectives which correspond.
많이, 멀리, 일찍, 조금, 빨리, 천천히, 높이.
Right. None of these have gay, but they're all actually adverbs, right? In English, we have words for these as well. Do any of these have ly in English? Let's see. Oh, there's one, right? Early. Good. Now, what is that in Korean? 일찍. Good. So you don't need to add gay. There's no adjective that matches this. What's another word in English with ly? Slowly. Excellent. What is the word in Korean? 천천히. Yeah, good. So you'll see some pattern, like many of these adverbs end with the E sound, like 많이 and 멀리, but they don't all look the same. You'll have to memorize these one by one.
36과 1. 대화를 듣고 질문에 알맞은 것을 고르십시오.
반장님, 일하다가 작업복이 찢어졌어요.
그래요? 내가 새 걸로 신청해 놓을게요.
이왕이면 조금 큰 사이즈로 주시면 좋겠습니다.
알겠어요. 사이즈가 어떻게 되지요? 남자는 왜 작업복을 바꾸고 싶어 합니까?